Okay, so this is a video of me playing Kid Ultra on the map Incursion, or not the map Incursion, on the map Echelon. I am playing the game type Incursion. I'm going to show you how to do, or how to kill a sentry, one sentry in 20 seconds with Kid Ultra. The way you do this is you don't actually do any damage, all you do is heal. The one thing people always like to forget in this game is that the minions, your creepers here, they do huge damage, and they're designed specifically to kill enemy sentries as quickly as possible. You win the game in Incursion by killing the 2 enemy sentries. And so, like right there, I could have killed that Caldarius, but do I want to? No. I want to stay with my minions and basically just walk them all the way in. So all I'm doing is throwing my support drone down on these minions as they fight enemy minion waves. That way they heal as much as possible when they're stationary. And as you can see, a full minion wave takes out the sentry shield in like 1 second. I throw down my support drone and I basically leave after this. I'm going to get blinded real quick. But then it's just our minions up there, and the enemy team doesn't focus the minions, so we get that sentry kill in 20 seconds, and that's ridiculous. But like I said, if you want to play Kid Ultra right, you focus on healing his minions. You don't focus on actually doing damage with his attacks or his skills. So the second video here, the last video just showed you killing one sentry in 20 seconds. This video I'm going to show you how to play when you're severely outnumbered. It's a 3v5 right now. But I'm going to show you me pushing from my sentry all the way to theirs as a high level Kid Ultra. In the last video I was only level 4, in this video I just got my level 8. And at level 8, when you throw down your support drone, you get an extra 180 healing in a large radius around the support drone. So that's huge. You use that whenever your minions get weak. Another thing too is make sure to use your ultimate on minions. Your ultimate will basically heal all your minions to full health, so just use it right before your minions are about to die. Right there I thought I was going to get ulted, so I threw down a support drone for myself. I'm not sure how I didn't. The Deande must have been looking the other way. But again, as a as an outmatched and outnumbered Kid Ultra in this 3v5, I'm not trying to ever leave the minions. All I'm doing is focusing on healing our minions and clearing the enemy minion waves. So I've got this the shock turret up there too that helps me do a lot of damage. But again, all I do is I throw that first support drone down, throw my bola, then the bola recharges the cooldown of my second support drone, throw it down. This Toby right here, I think, was just trying to get kills with his self-destruct. That gives him his lore gear. His lore gear is great. So I think that's why he killed himself, because he obviously killed himself. So I'm going to take advantage of that. As you can see in the top, a bunch of them were just pushing our sentry, and my teammates who aren't on the minion wave killed them. And usually you want your teammates on the minion wave, but as a Kid Ultra you don't need them. So that was actually real good right there. And so again, all I'm trying to do is making sure to clear the minions, because as you can see, the enemy team has 4 people dead. They tried to push our sentry on their own without the minions, because I was holding down the lane. It didn't work. They all died. I'm not going to make that mistake, though. I'm making sure to stay with my minions for this push. So right here, they've got a minion wave coming in, so I let our minions get a little weak, throw down the sentry, we get an overshield for them, and I actually, instead of using my bola, I used an ultimate right there. Then I'm going to level up this shock turret. They just all basically spawn back in, so they're going to be getting into battle, but I'm level 9, or actually I'm level 10 now, so I've got my stun. And this Toby and Deande are going to push. Look at how much damage I do in that 1 second stun just with a few minions on them. Both of them basically die. Make sure when you're Kid Ultra, stay with your minions. This because not only because it's good for taking out enemy sentries, but if you stun anyone on your minions, they can put out 600 to 800 damage in 1 second. So that's absolutely massive. So always make sure to stun enemies near your minions. And right here, because I'm level 10, I get a 150 healing per second in area of effect as I'm rocketing around. So I was just doing that to keep our minions at full health, and then the first thing I do is throw down healing for them as we make this push here. I'm actually not going to make it any farther. I get killed by this Toby. So that's the end of this video, but as you can see, in a 3v5, you can still make a push as a Kid Ultra, so long as you stay with your minions. This next video, I'm going to highlight just how quickly you can push through both sentries. As you can see, we're doing a little bit of damage to it right now, and I'm going to get up there and we're going to kill both sentries in almost 90 seconds, and it's a decent team we're playing. All we do, though, is we keep the pressure on them. So I use that ultimate right away just to keep our whiskey alive, and then the game is basically going to play out the same as all the other games, except right now I'm using my support drones mostly to heal our Battleborn. That's why I threw that last one back there. I think actually my next one I'm going to throw up here. Yeah, I do. But before you make your push, when you're not level 8 and have that 180 burst heal, you don't want to throw support drones down on the sentry unless you know it's going to survive for a long time. So like that last one I just threw, it gave probably 20 seconds worth of healing, and that's how much healing you want to get out of one support drone if you're going to throw it on the enemy sentry, because I'm the only healer I think right now, so I gotta make sure to keep our teammates at full health too, so I can't only heal minions right now, I have to do both, so I really gotta pay attention. But they're one person down right now, and instead of staying back and playing defensive, which is, for a lot of MOBAs, that's like the only thing you have to do. One example is Battleborn, and it really irritates me. Or not Battleborn, I'm sorry, I'm playing Battleborn right now. But Overwatch. In Overwatch, the strategy for every map is stand in one location. If you do that in Battleborn, you're going to get crushed. Right here, we don't give them time to get their spawns back. We only have one of them dead the whole time, but we're just pushing the minion wave the whole time and we're playing hyper-aggressive. Because we play hyper-aggressive, they don't have time to stop us. So that's one thing I really love about Battleborn, is you really want to play hyper-aggressive, especially as Kid Ultra, because it literally just takes one minion wave 20 seconds to kill a sentry, so you almost need no opening at all, and they're just going to get crushed. That's why I really love Kid Ultra. Like I said, that's a 90-second kill for 2 sentries, which is outstanding. Now, for this last video that we're doing here, this is just a video of me leading the charge as Kid Ultra. One thing a lot of people don't realize is if you use the support drones and stand in front of them, you can actually almost act as a tank as Kid Ultra, just because you'll be able to get enough healing. One thing I want all you to notice is this Toby behind me. He's playing very well. What he's doing is he sets up his shield far enough back that he won't really get hit, but close enough that he's got a good angle. And he can shoot through me and other allied Battleborn, so he just shoots at the minion wave as they come down lane, and he's doing a great job. And so that allows me to basically not have to worry about the minion waves or the enemy minion waves, and just heal ours. And again, right as those minions start attacking that sentry, put the healing on them. That's what I do right here. It allows them to survive a lot of that Shane attack right there. So then our next minion, or our next wave of minions come in, and I just repeat the same thing, and we're able to kill this sentry real quick. We don't really have much trouble with it. And one thing I want you guys to pay attention to as well is after we kill this sentry, watch how the Toby moves forward. When you're playing a Toby, you can only stay a little bit behind the battle lines, basically. So as I move up, this Toby moves up to the next cover, and that's how you want to play Toby. And that just gives me a lot of freedom, because I know wherever that Toby can see, it's basically everybody on the enemy team is going to die. So right now he's got a good view of this entire open area. So now I look around this corner, I do damage to the minion waves, try to help make our push, and then it's just going to be me pushing these minions here for a little bit. One thing you're going to notice on basically every team you play in this game is once you get to this point, they all try and stand up by the support station up at the top, the healing station, and the thumper drone. While it's always good to have one or two people up there, you don't really all want to be up there, and anyone who's up there, it needs to be somebody who really does a lot of damage to the sentry, because that's really your job. You do want to hold that thumper down up near the support station too, just because that'll slow enemies. But don't all focus up there. As you can see right now, I'm trying to push this minion wave, and all my people are kind of backing up. The Toby's still within view, but I think he ends up kind of chasing a bunch of kills, which isn't bad, but this game is all about the minion wave, so that's really where you want to stay focused. The gear I'm wearing right now too, this was a very old video. I wouldn't really recommend using that gear. I was trying to max out the shards I would get because I wanted Kid Ultra to hit level 9 as quickly as possible, and then I also gave him extra shield health. Right now I focus on his cooldown, and that's the way I like to do his gear, but if you look up the Helix build I've got for him, it all explains that. But this video is just like the last ones. I'm not focusing necessarily on doing a huge amount of damage as Kid Ultra, but I'm focusing on healing the crap out of our minions, and so we're just pushing through. It's basically me pushing this minion wave right now, but the enemy team is not really on the minion wave, so I'm just slowly walking through basically exactly how I want to. So right here though, I was getting a little frustrated because a lot of my team wasn't here, but now the Toby's gotten behind me again, and like I said, this Toby really knows what he's doing, and so then we don't really have any trouble from here, and we basically just walk through. We're gonna kill this sentry right after this. We got a huge minion wave coming through, and then that's it for the enemy team. So like I said, it takes very little time to make a huge push as Kid Ultra, so just stay with your minions, heal them up, and the enemy team will be defenseless.